own practices and get them under the radar, you put a veneer of Catholic saints on top.
Right.
And with voodoo and Santeria, the saint statues are body doubles.
Right, for the other gods.
Exactly. And
that's what it is.
They have a lot of those. And
okay.
You know the story of Serpent and the Rainbow.
The fellow went down to
Wade
Haiti.
Wade Davis, I believe is it? Yeah,
Haiti.
Yeah, he went down to Haiti, saw the zombies. They were real.
You have not told me this. No, I remember because I did a little narration work.
That's right. That's right. So this anthropologist named Wade Davis went down there because he heard reports of there being zombies, and he, of course, was just thrilled. Well, one of these guys walked back to where he was from. He acted like the zombies do in the movie. So Wade Davis sat down and interviewed him, and the story that this guy told him was, it's pretty bad. What they did is essentially there's a puffer fish found off the coast and take the venom and they powderize it, and they put like a protective coating of, I think, resin or something on the practitioner's fingers, and they put powder on it, and when they're passing the victim, and the victims are chosen by like debts, like they have family debts, or someone put a curse on them, and it's the priest's job to make sure that curse is worked off,
Yeah.
Anyway, so they put it on the soft parts of the body, inside of the elbow, neck, jugular, if you could get it on the inside of the leg, stuff like that. And the people would stop breathing, and it would appear for all intents and purposes that they were dead, just like the Romeo and Juliet. That's exactly what they used, actually, for Romeo and Juliet, I think, right?
Yeah, basically same principle.
Yeah. I know Romeo and Juliet's original plan was that one of them would rescue the other once they thought that they were dead. The witch doctors, they let them bury the people.
Mm-hmm.
And then they let them sit in the coffins anywhere from 3 days to 2 weeks until their brain functions have minimalized to where they're just barely cognitive. And then when they pull them out of the grave and take them back to their huts or temples or whatever, they inject them with cocktails of some of the most violent and dangerous hallucinogens, stimulants, and barbiturates all at the same time. And when they wake up, they're first of all half retarded, and second of all terrified, thinking that they're in hell or worse, but they don't understand what these concepts are.
Minds are broken.
They're fractured, and it's all trauma. So what's the only person there that's making anything right? So the shaman immediately becomes the center of authoritative power. And the shaman then begins to program these creatures, for lack of a better word, to do farming, to do simple labor, ditch digging, things like that. But he didn't do a good enough job on this guy because he wandered back. And they actually passed a law in Haiti, I forget what code it was, that said you can't zombify people.
Takes all the fun out of it.
Cultural relativism.
Yeah, cultural relativism. Anyways, the point of this story was that you said that these were religions. It's funny that this practice, these people, come from West Africa. And there is a religion there older than Judaism, Trinity of gods, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit which pervades them. This god's name is Nzambi. Furthermore, there is a story about Nzambi and the tallest mountain in Africa. This old woman was going door to door, begging for food, for help, for shelter, and everyone was rude to her and closed the door in her face until she came to a young man and his family, and they took her in and they fed her and they gave her a place to sleep. And when she woke up in the morning, she said, "For all you have done for me, I will reveal my true self." And she revealed herself to be an incarnation of Nzambi, that's N''Zambi. And she said, "A great flood is about to take this land. You must build a raft. And when you build the raft, you will take your family and whatever animals and seeds you can." And then the floodwaters came, and all the people that shut the door in Nzambi's face were washed away, and the family that were good and decent rose to the top of the tallest mountain in Africa, and that's where this nation was born, but it's all so hyper connected. Even the words, it leads me to believe that there's something to maybe Carl Jung's theories, that we all share these unconscious archetypes that maybe take on life of their own.
I honestly, I don't think it's the costume that we love about Batman. I think it's all due to the Jungian psychology. It's because we identify with it, because nothing uses the mask quite as well as Batman. It's not just a mask. You know, it's all deep Jungianism.
I guess Spider-Man would be youth.
No. I mean,
you're talking about just Batman, obviously.
Specifically, like Bob Finger.
So there's something to that. There's something to Batman that draws people to it over and over again.
Because it's correct, in a sense. The chord it identifies with.
I like the toys. Yeah, the coolest stuff.
Yeah.
And the cars.
I'll tell you what. I guess this proves then that those Batman movies that guy did with the nipples and stuff were really truly terrible, both cinematically and philosophically. Have y'all had any religious experiences besides the ones that the church told you had or your family told you had? I mean, has there ever been a moment in y'all's lives where you have like a transcendental spiritual experience that couldn't be described as anything else?
First of all, my closest thing to church exposure was when I go to Ballinger, my step-grandfather. The church he was part of, the basic message was, don't be a dick. And
that was the Episcopal Church.
Yeah.
They did not give a shit that I could not carry a tune in a bucket. So that was all I knew of church, was they thought I was adorable and loud. But anyway, my mom's side of the family, very much Germanic roots. Apparently healing gifts run in the family. According to ancestral notes, ancestors of mine could stop bleeding with the laying on of hands and heal burns with the same method.
Is that word of mouth, or is that written down somewhere?
My great-grandmother, who died in 1978, she was studying our genealogical history, and one of the typewritten pages I found, just think Charles Height and Solomon Height were the two that she specifically listed.
I told you she was a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you think about it, though, the Germans, the people that were not Romanized, the people that held on to their pagan beliefs for hundreds more years, it would make sense that it would still be slightly more prevalent in them. The belief was not beaten out of them, so to speak.
My greatest fear is that it's not real.
Wow.
And I've given my life to studying things that are just phenomena that can be explained through ordinary means, and it scares me, man. It scares me that I would have wasted my time.
Wasted your time observing and enjoying the absurdities of life? Nonsense. The older I get, the more I take joy and contentment just looking at how absurd the world is. And I'm very grateful for that.
Now I realize nothing is trivial.
Everything matters.
You can start to see the beauty, and just most people just don't even see. It gives you a reason to keep going.
Yeah.